Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Good morning, and welcome to Radio Boomers Live. How are you this morning, Jim?
Well, you know, what can I say? Another sunny day in California, Southern California, and Reatha just lets everybody know, come on out and visit and be prepared to go home. Well, Reatha, what can I say?
Well, actually, nobody should travel anywhere right now. Everybody stay wherever you are.
That's true. Yeah, we gotta hunker down there a little bit. And I tell you, Reatha, there's a lot going on. The wall is just building like crazy. Big influencers, the Easy Way Awards, Legends Awards coming up, and we want everybody to text Easy Way to 55678. Just had to get that in there, Reatha. This is exciting. You know, it's the new age.
We've got a promo for it. Why don't we run the promo so everybody can get all the information?
Are you looking to accelerate your influence? EasyWayWall.com is a new site that allows you to promote yourself, business, brand, and your products as an influencer. You can share your ideas, receive comments, promote and brand yourself with the power of affiliation. Associate yourself and your brand with the power players of today to become leaders of tomorrow. Come and join the EasyWay Wall today. Sign up at wall.easywaybroadcasting.com or text EasyWayWall to 55678.
And let's move right on up to the hot topics.
Moving on to hot topic time. This is some interesting stuff, guys.
Ripped from the headlines. Today's hot topic. Well, I'm going to do a review of Hamilton. Of course, unless you've been living under a rock for about the last 4 years, you've heard of Hamilton, you know all about it, and now it's available to everyone that has Disney Plus, which isn't quite everybody, but you couldn't get tickets in the theater in New York. It was hard to get tickets in L.A. I did see it live in L.A., but I'm telling you, watching it on Disney Plus is way better because you can see the expressions on their face. You're right there on the stage. It has the original New York cast, Lin-Manuel Miranda, the writer, composer, lyricist, and he plays Alexander Hamilton. I have to admit, I saw it with someone else playing Hamilton, and I just couldn't see Lin-Manuel pulling it off. But, oh, does he pull it off. He's a great Hamilton. I loved his performance, and I have to be honest, I didn't expect to, but I did. Leslie Odom Jr. plays Aaron Burr. He was the perfect Aaron Burr. All through the show, I kept saying, I didn't realize when I sat in the audience how much he smiled more and talked less. And he really did have a smile on his face for most of the show. His dancing and singing were superb. It was just wonderful. And I got to tell you, I fell in love with David Diggs. He plays Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson, and I just loved his performance. And Renee Elise played Angelica Schuyler. Renee Elise Goldsberry plays Angelica Schuyler. I don't know why I can't get this name right, but she was also brilliant. Loved her. Philippa Sue played Eliza Schuyler Hamilton. It was a great performance. The camera angles were great. Usually I don't like when they film stage plays, but this was just wonderful. I loved it. Matter of fact, have you ever wanted to go to the theater and be there for the midnight show? I never have. But I stayed up because Hamilton was at home, and I caught the midnight show of Hamilton on the 3rd. I don't know how long it's going to be running on Disney Plus, but I know I'm going to see it at least another 10, 12, 15, 20 times. It's great. If you don't have Disney Plus, get it just for a few days, just so you can see Hamilton. It is well worth it. And it's certainly better than all the money I paid for the tickets. I even had tickets to see it this time, but it got wiped out by the pandemic. But I got to tell you, it's a great, great show. And just one quick little tidbit, Lin-Manuel was on one of the talk shows, and he was saying that he loved doing musicals, but there was only West Side Story for Puerto Ricans, and he didn't dance well enough to be Bernardo. And I laughed, but I looked at it, and they don't have a lot of difficult dancing for Lin-Manuel. Hamilton does not steal the show dancing, but Lin-Manuel does, and all the rest of them are great dancers and singers and entertainers. Can you tell I liked it? At any rate, Jim, what's your hot topic today?
Yeah, Reatha, I was wondering if you like that Hamilton. I'll have to call you after this. But anyway, sounds like that gets a 5-star. We got, well, let's see. Top economists, big time agree. I heard this on the radio and I read it. Best one-quarter gains in 20 years. Remarkable rally. NASDAQ going at dot-com speed. The stock market set to soar today because good news comes in threes. The Chinese government publication called for a healthy bull market. Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway bought natural gas pipeline. That's a big move. And also the storage assets. So, that's a lot of money. And the deaths due to COVID-19 are falling. So 3 big ones, but big rally. So a new study shows an asteroid killed the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. Now, I know that's been on everybody's mind, so I just wanted to get that cleared up. The president vows to veto $740 billion defense bill if it means renaming Confederate-named military bases. Landlords affected financially, this is a big-time deal, as retailers fall behind in their rents. I'm going to have a show on this all by itself because you have all those places out there and people aren't paying the rent. Mississippi to have a new state flag, it's a push to change the name also of the John Wayne Airport. America's, John Wayne. I don't know how that's going to settle with a lot of people. 5 best ways to increase your home's value, an article in the Streets, NerdWallet. Make it attractive, because this is big stuff that's going on, people just trying to decide to sell. Make it low maintenance, make it more efficient, make it bigger, make it smarter with tech. You could be in another state and push a button and it opens your door over here. Anti-Asian hate, residents explode, climbing past the hate situation reports go past 800. Isn't it supposed to be love your neighbor? The reason of COVID-19, they're blaming all Asians because of the virus that came from the Wuhan province in China there. So let's not do that. They're good people. So local officials in Arizona and Florida and Texas say the states were reopening too quickly. They're getting kind of a jump on this, according to professionals in the business. U.S. Navy carriers conduct South China Sea drills amid the high tensions out there. Now, we're talking about a carrier here. That's 100,000, how about that? 100,000 tons and 12,000 people run a ship like that, and 90 or so aircraft. So they carry quite a symbol of resolve right there. And the Black Lives Matter protests began with getting a message across, a successful message around the world from the deaths of George Floyd. The message went from being a loud and clear situation to kind of a little tarnished there because some of the arson that was going on and the violence and the destruction of property and so on and so forth. A lot of the protests were good, most of them, but then you have the agitators that pop up there and they create the violence, which kind of puts a little blemish on that. So President Trump said he's not going to put up with that. He said that the rioting, looting, and vandalism assaults and wanton destruction of property is going to be stopped, and it's basically a disgrace, according to one of the police chiefs. And they're looking at defacing one of these statues, 10 years in jail. President Trump said that he is an ally of the peaceful protesters. So, the peaceful protesting, getting their message across, people have no problem with that. And scientists now know how massive the fastest growing black hole is in the universe is. And this thing is growing and growing, and it just sucks in planets and all kinds of things, stars. House hunters now, pre-approved letters, okay? You need your pre-approved letter to walk in the door to check out a house. And the three top real estate funding companies, record low mortgage rates, guys. We're looking at like 2.5, which is absolutely ridiculous, but it's great. And I saw 1.99. Can you believe that? That's, wow. If you can qualify for it, you have to have the income and so on and so forth. With that comes low payments, Reatha. So, if you lock onto something like that, not a bad deal. And, we'll see what happens. If we can hold on to those low rates, people will be happy. With that, I think we're looking at a commercial.
That's right.
And then we have an amazing guest coming up.
Looking to grow and align your brand with celebrities and other established brands? Your brand is all about your entire customer experience. Everything from your logo, your website, your social media experiences, the way you answer the phone, to the way your customers experience your staff. So why not let us help you get your branding right from the start? At Easyway Promotions, we are a new class of professionals providing first-class online branding, promotion, social media, website development, editing, graphic design, public relations, media, SEO, and online advertising to give your business the competitive edge to stand out. Our highly experienced experts will not only help you increase your online presence, but also provide you with a proven online strategy to help you increase the value of your company and make acquiring new customers easier. So what are you waiting for? Contact us today and let us help you grow your business exponentially.
For more information, contact 424-209-9290 or visit easywaypromotions.com. That's letter E, letter Z. We also encourage you to like our Facebook page at Easyway Promotions.
Looking to take the next step? Join the Easyway Network and become part of our Easyway family. Host your own TV show. Accelerate your viewership, as you will be seen on platforms such as Roku, Amazon, Apple. Brand yourself and affiliate yourself with celebrities, artists, influencers, and power players. For more information on how to start your own show, channel, or network, go to easywaypromotions.com. To stay updated on all our upcoming events, text Easyway to 55678. Three great influencers have joined forces to create a space for you to be the expert, get credibility, and be a best-selling author. Get acquainted with the Easyway Wall of Famers and reach a celebrity status with Easyway Publishing, powered by NLCP. Get seen on the cover with Easyway Wall of Fame celebrity influencers. Get the credibility you deserve for being a published author. Best-selling status guaranteed. Increase your credibility, maximize your presence affordably and effectively. Enjoy your new life with Easyway Publishing.
Easyway Magazine is your best vehicle to advertise in if you would like to reach a quality database in corporate Hollywood. Not only will you read the stories and enjoy the content, you will also get to interact through social media and get to meet who's featured at the events, as well as get exclusive interviews from your favorite celebrities. Easyway Magazine is a Los Angeles and Orange County-based magazine, but also reaches an international audience. Subscribe to Easyway Magazine today by following Easyway Broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or easywaybroadcasting.com's website. To advertise, call 424-209-9290 or email contact@easywaybroadcasting.com. That's letter E and letter Z, because we don't do it the hard way. We do it the easy way.
Yes, indeed. That's how we do it, the easy way. And Eric's worked very hard for many, many years to put this together, and I give him a lot of credit. And we have, Reatha, we have one very, I call him unique, very interesting, and that's an understatement. The guest coming up here, his name is Jeff Steinberg, motivational speaker, comedian, humorist, entertainer, and consultant. Jeff is a speaker, humorist, and a singer, an author with a very special message. A real handicap is anything that keeps me from being all that I was created to be. Jeff is the recipient of prestigious 2015 Artist Music Guild Heritage Award for Comedian of the Year. Not an easy award to get, believe me. A lot of people are born with what most folks would call handicaps: no arms, badly compromised legs. He refuses to quit. A true overcomer, he continues to accomplish the things families and friends insisted. Jeff is a living proof that the least likely person can accomplish the most extraordinary things. And I'm going to bring him on because I could go on and on, with his bio and everything. Jeff, are you on with us? Jeff Steinberg, are you in the queue? Are you in the queue with us? And
yes.
Reatha,
yes.
Jeff, you on with us? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
yeah.
we got you tuned in.
Yeah.
Jeff, this is Reatha Gray, Jeff Steinberg.
Good morning, Jeff.
You read that script really well.
Now I'm afraid. I don't know if. So anyway, I do my best, but I've always said you can rule the world with a smile, and that's what you put on a lot of people's faces with your positive attitude and everything. And I give you so much credit. A real handicap is anything that keeps me from being or becoming all that I was created to be. How about that, Reatha? Huh?
How about that?
Yeah. See? So
Jeff,
you
have no handicaps.
No. Jeff's about 7 feet tall.
Nothing stands in your way.
Absolutely. I am God's unique design. When people say, well, why me, or why, my question is, well, why not me? I mean, the fact of the matter is, all of us have a story to tell, and much of us don't like our story. I'm too tall, I'm too short, my ears stick out, my nose is too big, I've got freckles, I've got zits, I was born on the wrong side of the tracks, my freckles have zits. We've got excuses. And when I was born, my mother didn't know about my disability until I was almost 17 months old, and she didn't see me for the first time until I was nearly 2 years old in a children's welfare shelter. The doctors didn't think I was even going to live. And my relationship with my mom and dad was very, very difficult because they didn't know what to do. I'm a thalidomide baby. I was born a product of a drug that was supposed to help moms get through a pregnancy without difficulty and to keep them from losing the pregnancy. And instead, it caused physical deformities. But I believe that that's part of the design. Yes, I have no arms, and yes, I wear a myoelectric artificial arm, and I wear a leg brace that looks like an artificial leg. It costs an arm and a leg to make an arm and a leg these days. But look at what I've been able to do with my life. I mean, I travel the globe. For 47 years, I've stood in churches and conventions and awards dinners and telethons and fundraisers and all kinds of events, challenging people to see the masterpiece that we are created to be.
Well, Jeff, our engineer,
go ahead.
Our engineer is showing on the Wall of Fame right now your profile, and congratulations.
Yes, I'm looking at it.
On that. Wow, congratulations! Wow, how do you think of this wall situation?
Well, I think it's wonderful, and I think that we are. I'm really blessed to have met Eric and to be a part of the Wall of Fame, the Easy Way Wall of Fame. The only other The only other Wall of Fame I've ever been on was the Good Shepherd Hall of Fame for persons with disabilities, and that was back in 1980 something, around 87, something like that. And but this is a wonderful thing, and I really, really do appreciate it, and I'm honored to be a part of some very, very prestigious people.
Well, we are honored to have you with us, and I'm seeing some of the pictures that pop up with with your travels, and you've been with all kinds of people, from the celebrities to all kinds of people, and so here you are. What do you think it was that you would say that you derived your resilience from? Like a lot of people would take this and just kind of fade away into the sunset, like, and pout. How they go. They just grab a bottle and pout. But you have this amazing resilience that influence a lot of people and help them. Where do you think you got that from, Jeff?
Well, I think part of it comes from my father. Even though my father didn't, I don't know if my father believed everything he told me, but he certainly wanted me to know for sure. He would always say to me, Jeffrey, never say I can't until you try, because you never know what you can do until you try. And a buddy of mine always used to say the answer is always no until you ask. So I did. I learned to drive a car. In fact, in between speaking engagements, I've even, been an Uber and Lyft driver. So I drive rideshare, and I've had a lot of fun with that. I had a 5-year-old that wanted to know why I didn't have any hands. So I told him I used to bite my fingernails, and one day I went too far. He's still in trauma therapy. I had a businessman that got in my car, and from the passenger seat in the front seat, he looks at my hook on the wheel and he says, "Were you born like that?" And I looked over at him and I said, "Without the hook, that would really hurt. My mom would not be happy." Kind of gives a whole new meaning to the phrase clawing your way out. You know what I mean?
Oh, my.
But, you got to be able to laugh, but you also have to know who you are. And that's been part of my message. Quit focusing on the handicap and start appreciating the gift. Well, what's the gift? The gift is our life, our talents and abilities, even our inabilities, our disabilities, our limitations, because we all have them. There are things I cannot do. I have to have help getting dressed in the morning. I have to have help getting a bath. I have to have help with other things. There are things I cannot do, but the things I can do, I can book a date to speak and to perform on stage. I can challenge an audience to see the opportunities and the masterpiece that's in front of them, and to put aside their excuses.
You're one of the top motivational speakers in the world, which is not easy to get to because there's thousands of people want to be a successful speaker. Well, so share your story a little bit, how this came about. I mean, you could have went in different directions. You could have not went anywhere because of what you're going through, gave up, but you didn't. You kept going. What would you share a little bit of your story? What gave you this route?
Well, having a child like me was difficult enough for my mom and dad, and so when I was about 2.5 years old, I was sponsored into the Shriners Hospital for Crippled Children in Philadelphia.
Oh, Shriners,
and there are 19 Shriners hospitals across America for kids with disabilities, and 3 for children with severe burns. And yet not one parent of any child that crosses into Shriners hospitals ever pays. And I spent the better part of about 5.5 years in and out of Shriners hospitals, having surgery, being fitted for my very first artificial arm at age 4, learning to walk, going to school at Shriners, all of those things. And then when I was about 8 years old, the doctors came and they said, "Jeffrey, we're going to send you home." We can't do anything more with you until you stop growing. So I looked at the doctor because I'm only 4'6", and I said, give it a week. Because I figured I was always going to be short, So I left Shriners. I lived at home for a total of about 9 months. And my mom figured that, maybe by the time I was 8 years old, she could care for me and she could, take care of me and, get me ready for school and like that. My dad, of course, was leaving for work at like 6 in the morning and getting home at like 4:30 in the evening. But it got to be too hard for my mom, and she almost had a nervous breakdown. So I was then placed as a foster kid with a family that had a daughter that had cerebral palsy. And I was there for about 8 weeks and then moved again. And this time 63 miles away to the Good Shepherd Home for Kids with Disabilities and Old People in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And there I lived with other kids my own age and adults. And I went to public school, and I went to public high school, and I graduated from public school, and I learned to drive, and all of the things that a kid does. But I also, Good Shepherd wasn't a hospital, so I didn't have to stay in. I could go out to eat, and I could visit with friends for weekends and that sort of thing. And it was while I was living at Good Shepherd, and I was about 11 years old, when I met a wonderful couple from a nearby community. And they kind of attached themselves to me, and I attached myself to them, and they kind of became surrogate parents. And they taught me a principle that has become the mainstay of my life, and that is that I, Jeff Steinberg, am fearfully and wonderfully made. There's a modern version that says, I am made to be awesome and wonderful. God makes no mistakes. God makes no junk. And I started to believe that. And I started to spend time with this wonderful couple. And I even got to sing with them and perform with them in churches. And eventually, when they started to phase themselves out, they sent all of their bookings to me. And in 1972, after I graduated from high school in June of 71, I appeared on a TV program called the Old Time Gospel Hour out of Lynchburg, Virginia, and I sang a duet with a very well-known gospel singer by the name of Doug Odom. And I shared my story on a network of 440 television stations around the world, and that launched my career. And I have been on stages including Amway, and I've been on stages with people like Roger Salam and David Fagan, and I've been with people like Art Linkletter. In fact, that roll of pictures there's a picture of me and Art Linkletter, and also Meadowlark Lemon, from the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, sure.
I've had an opportunity to be blessed to appear on stage with a lot of people, but I've also been blessed because I've had the opportunity to sing and speak in prisons and schools. Sometimes they're the same thing. I said that one night, and the voice from the back yelled, "Amen!" It was the local school administrator. They escorted him back to his cell. But I was privileged to sing and speak in a prison in England. And I did something after that I never do, or rarely ever do, and that is I threw it open for questions, and a hand went up in the air. And this gentleman who looked an awful lot like the actor, the late Michael, try saying that 5 times, the late Michael Clark Duncan. Remember him from The Green Mile?
The Green Mile,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Big man. Well, this guy looked just like him. Yeah, this guy looked just like him, arms like tree trunks. Yeah. And he raised his hand and he said to me, "Why are you here?" And I didn't have long to think about my answer. So I looked at him and I said, "Sir," I said, "I'm here to tell you that in about an hour I'm going to be on the other side of that window, on the other side of that wire fence, and you're still going to be here. I'm here to tell you that you can go back to your 12 by 12 cell, look in the mirror, and see a masterpiece, and see redemption, and see forgiveness. You never have to be reminded of the criminal that got you into this mess. That you can see a masterpiece. And that's the third part of what I do when I challenge an audience is ask you, why are you here? You know, last year I was blessed to be a part of a mastermind cruise. And I asked that very same question to the host of the cruise, Roger Salam, who is very, very, very successful businessman. And I said, I don't understand why I'm here. I'm not as well known or as well established or even as financially sound as some of the people in this room. And he looked at me and he said, can you tell your story? And I said, yes. He said, can you inspire them with your story? And I said, well, I can do that. He said, can you challenge them to put aside their excuses, to quit complaining and to get busy? I said, yeah, I can do that. He said, that's why you're here. My message is to challenge you as an audience and you as a host to see the possibilities. My dad always used to tell me, Jeffrey, the difficult we do right away. The impossible takes a little longer. Well, today I'm married. I have 4 children. I have 9 grandchildren. And I have been in places that most parents of handicapped kids wouldn't even expect. You know, this, and now I'm a part of the Easy Way Network, and I'm proud of it, and I'm really pleased. And
Jeff, Tom Chesser, he's a press third-party validator expert and JV affiliator, is going to be promoting the Wallers too. So that's going to be more. There's so much push on the walls, and so many people coming at it. It's unbelievable, and this is just going to be more for you. You've already had so much, but everybody you touch, it's positive, you know, and the way in which you think determines the outcome, and you think is about as positive you get. You know, you take your situation and, you know, where was it when you know, just real quick because we're kind of running out of time, but, you know, you had your situations, your handicaps, but you could have handled that and gone on about your life. What was it that turned you and said, you know what, I've got to help people and get them motivated to do this? What, you think it was your parents, huh?
Well, my parents played a large part of it because in a lot of ways they were also worried that I wouldn't be safe. You know, there's this mix. You know, you don't want him to go out of the institution because he could get hurt, or and to be perfectly honest, it also could back up on them. You know, well, my mom said to me, Jeffrey, if you leave Good Shepherd, don't call us because we can't take care of you. You know, and so, but I never did have to call them. I never looked back, and my reasoning was that I have a job to do. I have something to say, something to share. I've always been the class clown, you know, and I've always been the guy who loved to make people laugh. But now I get to do more. I get to make people think. You know, the last part of what I share when I'm in concert is to ask people to think about 2 other questions, and that is, 1, what are my limits? Now, my limitations are the things I cannot do, but my limits are the things I will not do. I won't sacrifice my morality for $1. I won't give up my good name for a gig. You know, it's just not going to happen. You know, we have to have limits and boundaries. But the last question, what kind of a mark will I leave behind for having been here?
Exactly.
That's what drives me. That's what drives me. That's what keeps me going, because every day, in every way, I leave a mark. Somebody,
and I believe
speaking of leaving a mark, where can people see you, contact you? They can go to the wall and find out information there, but are you going to be appearing somewhere soon?
Well, we're doing a fall tour in the north. We're doing a fall tour of the Northeast as a part of our ministry side. And if you want to know my schedule on that, you have to go to tinygiant.com, tinygiant.com, and you'll get to see me and get to see my schedule. But we'll be in churches up in the Northeast, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and like that. But also, if you want to get in touch with me, booking, BOOKING, booking at jeffsteinberg.net, JEFFSTEINBERG. Booking that video, by the way, that they're looking at, that was shot in England.
Oh, okay.
That was shot in England in 2010. Yes,
wow.
Booking at jeffsteinberg.net. And you can visit my website, jeffsteinberg.net, or you can visit tinygiant.com if you're a ministry organization. And that's how you can get in touch with me.
You are a masterpiece in progress, Jeff. And God's gift far outweighs any handicaps, right? For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we'd love having you on the show, Jeff. And hold on a second. So I just wanted to, there's only about 50 more questions for you, Jeff. We got about 30 seconds left. Real quick, how did you come across Eric? He's on a planet by himself with his brainwaves, but how did you come across Eric?
I came across Eric as a result of the release of the film Destinado, I believe it's called, or something like that. And I was a guest prior to the debut of that film online. And Eric contacted me, I guess it's been less than a month, and we've been talking about doing things together ever since, and I'm really excited about the possibilities.
Oh, so many possibilities. Destinova or something,
Destinova, that's it, yeah.
Destinova, okay. And not that I have a good memory, believe me. But, in the film, we want to thank you for slowing down your pace and jumping on with Reatha and I. Like I said before, we're like Eric's show, only in slow motion, and Baby Boomer show here. But we want to thank you for coming on. Your inspiration for people is, and through the humor, I love it. And it takes people that might start thinking negative about their situation and turns it around. Hey, if Jeff can do it, I can do it. And that's great, Jeff. And we want to have you back again. And we're going to be keeping tabs on you on the Easy Way Wall and so on. And so keep going out there doing your thing, Jeff. Be safe.
I thank you so much for having me. And anybody who is looking for a speaker to motivate your audience or to encourage your audience or challenge your audience, I'm your guy. Give me a call, contact me via my website, or get in touch with Eric or even you folks. Okay?
I looked up the film. I noticed Eric's in that film. Very interesting. But okay, thank you, Jeff. And you're
great
amazing.
Meeting you, Jeff.
I'm
going to go out and do something today.
5 stars.
All right.
Jeff.
Take care. All right.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Well, interesting, inspirational, or what? And with that, we're going to shoot into a little commercial here, and then Carmelita's Corner. And with that,
Are you tired of doing business the hard way? Is building your business taking too much time and energy? We can help. Introducing your ultimate solution, Easy Way Business Membership. We're a full-service digital marketing solution specializing in branding and marketing, advertising, and introductions to CEOs and influencers that can help your business thrive. Problem solved. Now you can hire our award-winning team to work for your business. We've received many prestigious awards, including the Digital Trailblazer Award by Hollywood Weekly magazine, and we've been recognized by Congress. For just $11 a day, you'll get more exposure, reach more clients by next month, guaranteed. Here's how it works. You pay one low annual fee of $4,000, and you'll receive consulting, branding, marketing, advertising, social media support, product placement, and business introductions to help your business grow exponentially. And if you need more, we offer SEO, commercial, TV exposure, and much more for an additional rate. To recap, for just $11 a day annual membership fee, you'll receive branding, consulting, business-to-business introductions, advertising, and social media support. But don't take our word for it. Here's what our customers say.
We've been working with EasyWay Eric for the last 6 months, and literally we are slammed with work for 2 months straight, so his marketing definitely works.
To learn more, visit easywaynetwork.com or contact us at 877-399-2929. And don't forget to follow us on social media. On Facebook at EasyWay Network, Twitter at EasyWay Broadcast, and YouTube at EasyWay TV.
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Well, here we are again. We made it through another day. And we've really been going through it, haven't we? Well, I'm here to tell you there's great things ahead. And I want to also tell you about Donna Dymally. She is an amazing, inspirational person. We just heard about an inspirational person's story just a few minutes ago with Jeff and his amazing journey. And I'm here to tell you that Donna Dymally has an amazing journey as well. She is a celebrity photographer. She also is available for special events, and she's worked in both the television and music industry. And there's one thing I just learned, that she's also a visual artist, writer, and instructor. But I'm going to let her talk about her journey. So let's welcome Donna Dymally. Good morning, Donna.
Good morning, Carmelita. Thank you for having me on the show, first of all. And I just want to say Jeff Steinberg is amazing. He's amazing. Yes, and, it reminds me so much of my journey because, I'm a stroke survivor. I survived a stroke on a 5-hour airplane flight. I went blind and was paralyzed. And you know what? You never give up. And he just reinforced that with his story for me this morning. You never give up.
Absolutely.
I'm also, as you mentioned, a visual artist. I've been a doll maker, a jewelry maker, just a creative spirit. And everything I've learned, photography as well, is through, I never went to school for that. I have a business degree. But I learned through my own creative spirit and God being the channel.
Yes, and I was learning a little bit more about you, too, that you actually sort of just came into the world of photography because of your journey as a realtor. You started out venturing into the field of real estate, and they needed a photographer, and you wound up photographing maybe as many as 800 locations at one time, and one thing led into another.
Yeah, you know what? I started to be a real estate agent because the California real estate market was booming. I got my license, and as soon as I got my license, the market plummeted. So I said, universe, where do you want me to go from there? And I got a job as a real estate photographer on a project called Photographing America because I had a real estate license. And with a real estate license, you can photograph any property as long as you don't go on the premises. I shot 800 houses every day for 2 years, and we were doing the houses. We were doing the houses for Google. So it was, and it was very well paid. And I
guess so. At 800 houses a day, my goodness.
Wow. And it was so funny because after that, I wondered, where do I go? I made like $70,000 a year. And then when I tried to go get a job after that, nobody wanted to pay me that my kind of money. So I decided I'm going to go. I had worked in the entertainment field, so I said I'm going to go into entertainment photography. And I started working for a company called Celeb for a Day, and the people paid us to be their paparazzi. And I was on Facebook. I had listed that I worked for Celeb for a Day. It was just a part-time job. And you know what? A guy by the name of Eric Zuley found me on Facebook and said, would you like to be a part of what we're doing? And that's how I started on red carpets. It was all because of Eric Zuley.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, and then again, Eric is amazing. So that's not surprising. But, yes, I have seen you many times on the red carpet. And whenever Eric has had anything, any special events, there you are. So, that speaks for itself.
Yeah, I try to support those who support me.
Mhm. That's good. That's a good way to go. What goes around comes around.
Exactly. You got to support each other.
Yes. So, I know on a positive note, you've got all this great stuff going, and you've overcome so much, Donna. I mean, amazing that you're, as a result of the stroke, that although you lost your eyesight and the use of one of your arms, that you were able to bring it all back through natural healing, through a natural path that showed you another way of dealing with that through herbs. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, when after I came back home, I was hospitalized in Dallas, Texas. I was there for almost a week, and I came back to the L.A. On the plane on my way back. My vision just leaves me. By the time my daughter picks me up from the airport, I could only see everything was blurry, and so I said, "What am I going to do?" I went to the doctors, and they said they had no hope. Maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. They just want to give me more and more medicine. And I was like, this is not the way for my healthy way for my survival. So fortunately, my daughter went on Facebook, and she wrote, did anybody know a homeopath that could help my mother? And a friend of mine told me she knew of a gentleman by the name of Askia Muwakil. He was a fifth generation healer, and he gave me herbs that I drank. And my vision slowly came back. Within 24 hours, I could see again, and it took a while for it to totally come back. But now I went and got tested, and the optometrist said my vision is better than before I had the stroke, and that's highly unusual for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
God
then, of course, you have a very strong spiritual belief. I know that you love the Lord, and I believe that is the greatest doctor of all. And,
that's the only doctor, real doctor, because
that's
with
right.
God, all things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I place my faith every day. That's what gets me up every morning. When that sun comes up, I know God has another day set for us for his divine purpose. And so I always keep that first and foremost in my daily journey, is to put God first and foremost.
Yes, exactly. And, right now, speaking of your journey, you've been tested, being a mother and having lost a son, your dear son, Mark R. Fitzsimmons. His life, unfortunately, was struck by a bullet from the gun of an LAPD officer. And you said that they say that it was mistaken identity, but can you tell us more about what happened and the fact that you have been on a 22-year journey to rectify and bring justice to your son's being taken away so soon? He was a very young man.
He was not only taken away, he was snatched out my life. I mean, literally vanished. He left home on the morning of July the 2nd, 1998, to go to the bank. His younger sister was going to visit my parents in Ohio, and he told her he had promised he was going to give her some extra spending money. He left that morning. He came into my room and said, I'm going to the bank. I'll be back. We never saw him again. To this day, I've never seen my son. I never got to see a body, anything. For 5 days, he went missing. I called within the first 24 hours, I called the police department, Southwest Division, and they were kind of rude to me, and I didn't know at the time they had murdered my son. And they were like asking me, why are you calling about your son? He's grown. And I said, he's my son. He lives with me. He's never done this before, and I am concerned. Well, 5 days go by, and on July 7th, which tomorrow marks the 22nd anniversary of that happening, my parents called me from Ohio, and they asked me where my son is, and I said, Dad, he's been missing. And he said, well, the police just showed up at our house in Cleveland to tell us that he's dead. He was killed by the police in less than 2 miles from my home. And I mean, this was like, my father knew in the very beginning, my father said, something's askew. They murdered my grandson. He knew something wasn't right. Your gut level tells you something's not right. My son had no record, had never done anything wrong, left home to do a good deed, never to be seen again. I called the police station after finding out that he was dead, and they told me I had to go to the coroner's office to identify him. I went down to the coroner's office with a friend of mine. They refused to let me view my son. They said that he had already been identified. And I said, well, how did you identify him? I'm his mother. Who identified him? And I never got to see my son's body. Later on, they sent the coroner's office months later to my home to tell me that they had cremated him. I never saw him. What I do believe is that at the time it came out later in the newspaper that UCLA was selling body parts. And they claimed that he went to UCLA hospital for the wound that they had inflicted, the gunshot wound, and I believe they killed him and took his body organs. They never had. There was a newspaper reporter, and I won't mention her name right now because we're going to reopen this case. But she was on the scene. She just happened upon the scene. She sees a horde of police officers. She thinks a police officer has been shot because there's so many officers there. She stops. She stays on the scene from 30 to 40 minutes. She sees my son on the sidewalk, handcuffed, walking back and forth, full of life, but he's never administered any treatment for the 30 to 40 minutes that she's there. And she said, but he was unconscious and everything. She said she did notice a trickle of blood on his back, but she said, I'm not a doctor, but he should have lived. She's like, I was there for 30 to 40 minutes. I don't know how long he had been there prior to her coming, but she said no one was giving him any medical treatment. So she's willing, after 22 years, this lady and I, who were complete strangers, have shared this bond between her seeing my son on the sidewalk. She said it's haunted her for 22 years, as it's haunted me as his mother. For 22 years in my search for truth and justice, I ran up against every obstacle imaginable, from getting the police report. It took me 9 months to get a police report. When I did receive it, nobody's number, none of the witnesses' numbers worked, no addresses worked. It was a complete abomination. I mean, his autopsy, every report, he had ID that led directly to my home. We're the only black Fitzsimmons in the United States of America. The home we had owned since 1952 and was in Fitzsimmons. And to this day, they have never contacted me. So something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Yes, and you said that they claimed that it was a case of mistaken identity, right?
Well, no, that's what we think. We think that's what happened. We think they shot the wrong person. They tried to say my son was attacking some lady with a meat cleaver. My son went to the bank, and how did he have a meat cleaver at the bank? He never had been that kind of person. How did he have a meat cleaver? He had just left the Security Pacific Bank. So how did he have a meat cleaver?
And not only that, you said he was a scholar, right? He was studying.
He was a scholar. He graduated from Fairfax High School at 15, got a full scholarship to UCLA and to UC Santa Barbara. Never gave me a day's trouble. Leave home a law-abiding citizen, and then they criminalized him after they killed him and said he was attacking. I asked, let me talk to the lady who he attacked, since you claim he attacked someone, and I've never been able to do that. They've never provided me with the information I needed to find the truth. And
well, Donna, may the truth come out. There's a lot of truth coming out now with what we're going through here in this country, and the light is shining, and you are a light bearer. I mean, you are one of the most positive people that I've met in my life, and I want to thank you for all the support that you've given me.
And I just want to say I'm working on I'm creating a documentary right now. I'm working on this. You know what? No matter what happens to us, is how we can apply it in a positive light. And I want to make sure that this never happens to another person. No one else's child ever has this happen to them. It is the most abominable thing to never have that last look or anything to see your son, and to have someone vanish, be murdered, and be villainized is horrible.
Yes,
but that was one of the reasons I had a stroke, because I had never had closure. And so that has affected me. I had to learn to put it behind so that I can move forward. But imagine if you had to go through that. And I pray that not my worst enemy would ever go through what I've been subjected to.
Well, somehow you are getting through it, Donna, and we're expecting, and we claim right now in the name of Jesus that you will have the answer and that the truth will be exposed and set us all free. And I want to thank you. Yes, I want to thank you for being a guest on Carmelita's Corner on the Easy Way Broadcasting Network with Radio Boomers Live. And you have a book, Awoke by Stroke. Can you tell our listening audience how they can get in touch with you or how they can get that book on Amazon?
You can get it on Amazon, Awoke by Stroke, My Roadmap to Restoration. Also, I have books, and you can find me at Donna Dymally Photography, Donna Dymally, on Facebook as well as on Twitter. My Instagram account has been hacked right now. Until I get back that up, I'm not on Instagram anymore.
Wow.
But thank you again, Carmelita. I appreciate you. You know I'm always there for you no matter what.
Yes, you are, and I appreciate that too. And God loves you, and so do I. And now we're ready to get on our horse and ride off into the sunset. Thank you, Donna.
Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Smartphone, cell phone, PC, Mac, tablet, iPad. That's right. It's tech time.
I just want to say Donna Dymally is a wonderful, wonderful person. It's always a delight whenever I see her, hear her talk. She's just a wonderful person, and I want to thank you. You were an encouragement again today, Donna. And since you mentioned being hacked on Instagram, I'm going to talk about two things quickly this morning. They are definitely hacking Instagram accounts. If you have a friend and you get a letter that says, I'm stranded somewhere and I need money, or I've heard about this way that you can get a grant and you don't have to pay it back for $200,000, anything that's crazy or out of character for that person, call them, tell them, so that they know their account is not hacked. I had a cousin call me just a few weeks ago, said that I was saying that I had gotten my $200,000 and he should apply. And he thought, Reatha would call me if that happened. I would have. Anything that sounds too good to be true, too far-fetched to be true, or out of character for your friend, they're trying to hack your account, and they already hacked theirs. So just a word to the wise. If you get something like that, don't answer it, don't engage it. And if it's your account, you can go in and you tell them that your account has either been cloned or hacked. Mine, they cloned a whole new page. It had my picture on it, but none of my people that were following me that were real people, but they would go in and pick them off one at a time and send messages to them from the hacked account. So, but you can go in and say, my account has been hacked, and they will pull the hacked account down. You may have to start from the scratch again, but you don't want that going on. And the other thing I was going to talk about today is Zoom lighting. Ladies and gentlemen, I spend more time on Zoom calls now, but it's a whole lot less time than I spend in traffic. So I'm starting to really enjoy talking on my Zoom calls for conferences, for meetings. Easy Way had a whole conference on Zoom. The thing is, a lot of people don't put a picture up, so you have this blank kind of avatar, ghost-looking figure that represents you on the call. The whole point of having a Zoom account is so you can see human beings without a mask over their face. So if you don't put a picture up, and I prefer that you don't, but sometimes you need to have just a picture up, at least learn how to have yours open. People can see your smiling face. And you have to light from the front. We're used to having our light over our shoulders so we can read. The light should be from your front. That way you're lit up, and we can see you on the Zoom camera. It's like any other camera. The camera should be facing you with the light behind it. So it could be a window light during the day. If it's night, if you have a lamp that's on a stand, move it around so that it's in front of you. Or you move yourself around so that the light is facing you as well as the camera. I want to see you. I miss seeing people. We're in a very dark and gloomy time now, and this is the one way that we can actually smile and laugh and just have a good time and see one another again. We can't hug, but we can still see that smiling face of yours. So watch out for being hacked on Instagram, Facebook, any of your social media. And when you're taking pictures or when you're talking on Zoom, put the light so it's shining on your face. And that's my tech time. Jim, what's your Jim for today?
Okay, baby boomers, it's time for Jim from Jim.
Hey, how about that? Yeah, very interesting, Reatha. And I'm going to hit you with a little stuff here, and then we'll see if we can get Eric on. I like getting his updates. So on a Business Insider, I saw a little article by Megan Dickey, 10 tech terms even non-geeks should know. This kind of keeps you up to date. If you're talking to somebody and they go, hey, the API technology stack is DNS. What's your DNS? And so on and so forth. How about your open source? So you kind of know what's going on. API and application programming interface helps different software components interact with each other. Okay? An application programming interface helps different software components interact with each other. That's API. Technology stack, a set of standard components for doing things like storing and retrieving data and handling user logins. Okay, handling user logins. That's technology stack. Somebody says, what's your DNS? All right, that's domain name service. It's a directory for converting names like Foursquare.com to computer-friendly IP addresses. Okay, open source. Open source projects make the code publicly available for free. That's open source. Machine learning algorithms infer general rules from a set of examples in a matter of superficially similar to human learning. Version control, all right, that system help ensures engineers with an organization don't overwrite the work of their teammates. So don't overdo it. That's version control. Algorithm, a lot of you know that. Weinberger likens algorithms to recipes. It's a list of step-by-step instructions that can unambiguously and mindlessly follow a computer. Client server, when two computers interact over a network, the client interacts the interaction by sending a request to the server. Okay, web browsers and mobile devices are typically referred to as clients. That's a client server. All right, if you ever hear Unix, Linux. Unix is an older type of operating system first developed by Bell Labs. It's notably because many of its innovations have strongly influenced the design of later operating systems all the way to today. Distributed systems. All right, big-scale companies like Google and Facebook rely on a distributed system to handle its massive load of data over and of the data and server requests. Okay, so that's a distribution service. That's the big companies. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea on some of the terms. There's a lot, but these are some of the terms they figure you should know. And I'm going to see if our engineer can bring Eric in. We kind of get an update on some of the things going on. We got the Wall of Fame and big influencers. We got so many influencers on the Easy Way Wall of Fame, the Easy Way Awards. Let's see, I think we might be having Eric come on. And I'll tell you, the Easy Way Wall of Fame is so unique because you have the Walk of Fame and you walk down the street and you see the names down on there, whoever it is, Clark Gable and all that. But on the Wall of Fame Eric created, you see the person, you get push the button, push their face, and all their information comes up. Interactive, it's ingenious. So with that, I'm going to see if I can bring Eric on. We kind of touch base on what's going on. The virtual event that he had was an absolute mind-boggling home run. Everybody was flipping out over that. It was so great. So much positive response. Eric, are you on with us?
I am. Hey, Dad. Hey, Reatha.
Hey, there you are. Hello, Eric, and thanks for popping on.
Hey, Eric.
There's Reatha, and we had a very interesting show, super interesting guest, and I just want to say to Carmelita's guest, Donna, that I remember a scripture when she was talking what she went through. For your anguish, rejoice. The glory I have for you in heaven will be far greater. And I feel like your son will be there for you. You'll be together. Someday we'll all be gone. And that's what I feel about that. So anyway, great show, amazing show. Definitely so inspirational. So talk to us, Eric. I mean, so proud of you on what you put together. And I don't know how you do it. But tell us a little bit about the virtuality that's coming up here and what's going on with your upcoming events.
Well, yeah, and definitely shout out to Donna Dymally. I really appreciate that she brought up that we supported her and helped her, in her career and everybody that supports us in the Easy Way family. It's one big giant support group. And if you guys look at the screen, you're seeing a lot of our Wall of Famers currently, and you're going to see a lot more grow and grow and grow and grow. The Wall of Fame is really an automated way to promote people, and it's amazing on how the system is actually working. You're going to see a lot of people with their own, solo flyers and really high level influencers, and the wall's attached to these big award shows and big opportunities. And like Reatha talked about our last virtual summit, we had 55 speakers and 6 performers, and well over a lot of income came in, and well over 42 different business transactions, and like the engagement is there, and more people are coming on board. And so, for instance, we got on the screen right now Daniel Gomez. I'm going to be on the Daniel Gomez Inspires show this Friday, guys. We're going to be live.
Oh, cool.
And Daniel Gomez is the top 200 podcast on iTunes right now, and I give him a lot of props for accomplishing that feature. And Dan Clark and Billionaires Elite and Brian White and Bill Walsh and Bernie Dorman. I mean, Bernie Dorman shared this today. I mean, everybody's taking these flyers and sharing it. You'll see the virtual summit. I'm doing a big virtual summit expo at the Best You Expo. It's a big virtual event on August 1st through the 7th. I'm doing maybe 3 panels. So there is opportunities for speakers out there that might want to be on my panel. They might want to get on a mega stage. The Best You Expo is a very mega platform. We're actually powering and doing their television network, and so that's kind of exciting.
You mentioned that Brian Willis with Billionaires Elite, right?
Brian Willis with Billionaires Elite. We're doing his channel, the BTV channel. Alex Stern is one of our contributors. You guys see him on there. You saw Alex Morton before, who made $30 million by age 30. And Adam Strong. You see Adam Strong. He's the guy behind the whole Game Changers Summit with the really major influencers. But all of these people, guys, if you look at them, they all have stages. They all have their own reach. They all have their own abilities. And then Tom Chesser, which I'm glad that the engineer put him on, because we're actually going to be joining forces and doing like a JV alliance with Tom Chesser, which I look at Tom Chesser as the third-party validation expert. This guy is the guy that puts you on Google and makes you money. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is, and more and more people are coming on board to get involved with the social network idea that we put through. I mean, CEO Space is a number one rated by Forbes and Inc. magazine, top level business to business conference, ever. And the chairman, the founder, Bernie, is sharing us right now. He's promoting us. He's telling his members to join the wall. Bill Walsh is a small business expert, and all these experts are high level. I mean, Dan Clark is. No words to describe how big he is as a speaker with the Speakers Hall of Fame, and then we're getting ready to do some really amazing awards with like Don Green with the Napoleon Hill Foundation, and actually Greg Reed has officially accepted our Legends Award. So now we have Greg Reed, Sharon Lecter, Frank Shankwitz, John Chin, Shay Vaughn, my girlfriend Dr. Sears, you, Dad. Reatha hosted it last year. Reatha's on the wall, and all these podcasts. I mean, I looked at it. I'm like, dang, we got like 100 podcasters on this wall right now. So what type of opportunities is this going to provide to those that are, enjoying the wall, checking it out, and wanting to get more exposure?
What makes it exciting for people is, so many of these people can actually participate with what's going on. They have so much interaction that they weren't able to have before. And
yeah, exactly. And then you can go to the news section. Engineer, if you can actually go to that, please. You can go to the news section, and we created a wall within a wall. We got a blog wall, and look at all the shows. And now we're really starting to put out how big the network is, how we are growing as a virtual Viacom, and what we're doing with multiple different influencers and TV situations, radio and magazine and events and just opportunity galore, automated, and it's getting more and more automated. And so it is the news. I mean, you guys got to go to easywaywall.com and just look at the news. Just see all the things going down the easy way, and our joint ventures and what we're doing and how the growth is there. Really, all of this is to give you guys exposure at a whole nother level, to give you guys the ability to capture leads, to automate those leads, to convert those leads, and really make money at home. Because you guys better get ready to make some money at home. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
things are transitioning and changing. And we've created an automated social network to help you do that. And so it's free. We're offering it free to go on the wall. And so you just go to easywaywall.com, go under login, click register. It takes 5 seconds. Create your, but it's a submission situation. I've had a lot of people hit me up and say, well, hey, I'm trying to get on the wall and I can't get on the wall. Well, the wall is not a, free, valuable, it is a free situation, but it's not available to everybody. The wall is very exclusive. And we do vet people that submit, but if you get onto the wall, oh man, it's gonna do a lot. It's really going to it's gonna it's a profile situation for us to go to our database of 30,000 something people, mostly influencers that have strength, and be able when we talk to them to be able to present your profile. We made a very simple way for when we talk to people and try to promote you. Especially if you become a member or a client. This is our tool to put you out there and do exponential things, and people will know about who you are right away. They'll look at your services and your video, and I mean like this gentleman right here that they're showing, John Cremens. I don't know John. I was on one interview. They interviewed me. John was on there. Really cool guy. He created a wall profile. He's at 132 views. He's already thanking us for notifications coming in and people he's meeting. And John's a pretty big deal. Looking him up, and I had no idea who he was, but through the wall, I'm starting to connect with him. I'm starting to network. And my book is coming out too, guys, which I recommend if you go to Facebook. Yeah,
the
if you go to
influence effect,
Facebook
guys.
and
Yep.
yeah, so the influence effect. If you go to Facebook and you search Eric Zuley book, that's the best way to keep in touch with the book. It's also on the wall. We're going to be putting more and more news situations. But the people in my book are the top level influencers that are the who's that have the heart of hearts. And the stories are really, really unique on how I met these amazing influencers like Sharon Lecter, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill Foundation, Think and Grow Rich for Women. I mean, she's the author of the authors. And she's one of our Wall of Famers. She's one of our legends. You know, she's a good friend. Michael Lecter is a good friend. They're both on the wall. We're both doing business together. We're both rocking it. You know, and a lot of different situations are on this group, and it tells the whole story of how I met Sharon. But not just how I met Sharon, how I became friends with Sharon, how I got her contact info, how I didn't have to go through her team, how I actually got directly to the influencer and became a friend, build a relationship. That relationship then turned into relationship equity. That's how we got our foot in the door, so they realized who we are and how we can help them. The power of the win-win, the power of appreciation, which Sharon talks about all the time. And there's hundreds of other influencers like that on the wall, and probably about 45 of them in the book that's literally telling their story on how we met, and now they're doing it the easy way. And they're proud of it because they're getting leads, they're enjoying themselves. We're able to all make a difference together. And it's just awesome watching the active engagement and stuff, and it's really kind of getting a mind of its own. And so shout out to all of our Wall of Famers and all the people that are involved. And you're going to see more and more. Let me say this really quick. I have bullet points. That's why what I'm speaking about is pretty interesting, I bet. I really wanted to talk about some specific things today. I actually have time. I'm not having a billion people contact me, and I actually have a little bit of open space for my mind to think. We have the media partners page. Okay, and I want you to go to news and click on the media partners page and look at our media partners. Look at who they are. And think about how many viewership each and one of those media partners have. And we're bringing on like 10 more. Okay? And you're going to see more and more build through this page. More and more. So what type of reach do you think we're going to get? You know, what type of actual audience do you think you're going to get by being on the wall? Now, I want you to really, really think about it. Like, Fan TV has 10,000 a day almost, which is Manny Pacquiao's supported station, many celebrities. LA Tribune's been around since 1894. You know, they're a veteran. We're joint venture with them. And, you know, Clearview Broadcasting is on Roku with millions and millions of people. My TV Go, millions and millions of people. Simul TV, millions of people. Apple, Amazon, Roku. iHeartRadio. You know, Wealth Builders Magazine, which is a new client that we're working with. We're getting ready to launch this new magazine with Jeffrey Levine, which is actually an investor in the wall now, a partner in the wall. Voice America, my show's getting ready to come out. Actually, engineer, if you don't mind, go to my show. Show them my show, and what that is going to be doing and what they can follow. Yeah, easyway.live. Thank you. So go to easyway.live, and this is the official show. It's like, you know, every network has like that official talk show. You know what I mean? It has that official thing that people can enjoy. And everybody that we deal with is going to be on the show every Tuesday at 4 o'clock on Voice America, the On Channel, Fan TV, Easyway Network, and multiple other sources. We're getting ready to do satellite pretty soon, too. And so every week, you guys can hang out with me, and you see a list of the influencers that we have lined up. And you guys can just follow there. But also, we're going to be doing the Easyway Fam Cam and the opportunity to help you guys, to give you the chance to do what we call the virtual handshake effect. To actually meet these influencers, learn from them, the golden nuggets. Then that goes to the magazine. Engineer, if you could show them the magazine. I'm showing you guys the tree right now, okay? I've never done this because I didn't want to really put this out publicly and have people kind of understand our strategy, but it's so big now, I don't think people are going to be able to copy it. I think it's the relationship equity that makes it what it is. So I'm really giving you guys the breakdown of why we can do what we do in marketing and promotions and value for over 430 clients right now. So if you get into the magazine, everything's in the magazine and all the articles, we're looking for contributors. We're looking for people who want to get involved. We have all of our Wall of Famers that are going to be contributing to the magazine. It's going to be the best golden nugget magazine you could possibly get for free advice that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm sorry, Dad. Go ahead.
Well, you know, if you want to have an analogy of Eric coming on the show with Reatha and I, just look at the book, The Influence Effect, and you'll see a tornado going around Eric. And that's kind of what it's like when he comes on the show. He's like the little tornado that goes through. But, you know, Eric, the virtual situation, and you had the event, the virtual summit, people, I heard beforehand, were pretty disappointed. They were losing money. They had situations set up. to do an event, and the events could not be held anymore because of city codes with the virus and everything. And they thought it was all over. And you showed them that you could actually put together a virtual event and have basically everything. The promoters, the sponsors, the entertainers, the speakers. It's just all done from the comfort of your home. And it's basically the same thing.
Everything can be done in front of your cell phone now. I mean, there's a software where literally you can do a full-fledged edited live stream, engagement, it's like you have a giant studio. It's a full-fledged production. That we teach all of our shows, all of the people we work with, to use this software and keep a regular platform that people can follow and to be consistent with and build subscribers. And we have a whole automated situation. But it's so simple to do it from your cell phone now. You just got to know where to go. You just got to know what sites to go to. You just got to know how. I mean, a lot of this stuff is free. I mean, I do most of my graphic design, and a lot of the graphics that you guys see, the graphics you're looking at right now on the screen, is all done free. All of this is done free. And if you don't have the time, I talk to so many influencers that say, I don't have the time to go on to all these different platforms. I need to hire somebody. And then a lot of them just don't have the money and the budget necessary. You don't need a big, huge budget nowadays. Everything's been done for you through these websites. You just need to know where to go. Fiverr's a great one. Upworks is a great one. There's another, I think it's freelancer.com. Great sites that give you the ability to build your own team very cost effectively. But then you get to a point where you want to come to us, which we can actually manage and increase all your stuff. Most of our clients have increased, double or tripled their social media, and they're on covers of magazines and so forth. And now we're getting ready to align with the big-time press. I mean, we've always been aligned with the big press, but we haven't really done the press releases and PRs and stuff. I mean, we did a lot of that back in the day, but now we've been more focusing on, like, digital social media live streaming and getting numbers and capturing and lead generation and automation and stuff. But you've got to have that third-party validation. How do you get on Wikipedia? Third-party validation. Right? How do you get a verified third-party validation? Wikipedia. How do you get IMDb codes? Work with a network like ours that's IMDb accredited. We have done the work for the last 20 years to make it easier on you, hence the easy way. And so if you want to develop and scale and brand and accelerate your business and your brand and make it to where people are coming to you and you're not trying to find leads anymore, that's when you come to us.
Yeah. It's an amazing process. And, if you don't keep up, you wind up with, like, these shopping centers around that are just closing up. And we had a very big one out here in South Orange County, and it was in a very popular area, and it just started folding up. You had Penny's, Sears, everything.
I want to also, I just got a text message reminder. I want to also promote our client, Jeffrey Levine, who is a wealth building expert. He's the wealth builder. We're branding him as a wealth builder right now. He's got a television show, a network that we're working with, Wealth Builders TV, JLS, and he's the cover of Influential People Magazine. So I'd really appreciate if people go to influentialpeoplemagazine.com. Go check out Jeffrey. Influential People Magazine's founder and CEO, Heidi, is also one of our wall of famers on the wall. And this is one of the magazines we work with. And so if you want to get involved with Influential People Magazine, being on the wall is a great way to do that. We're also getting involved with Business Innovators Magazine and so many other entities. So just stay on top of the wall. Make sure you subscribe. Just follow the system. Text Easy Way to 55678. That's the best way to get everything that we have. You will get a lot of texts, though. I'm forewarning you. You'll get a lot of texts, but great texts that help you to provide opportunity for you and your clients.
Yeah.
And then we have multiple different, like we have text promote to 55678. We have text invite to 59925. We have all these different systems set up for specifics of what people want. Okay, and we have some big events. So I'm going to let this go because I know that I've taken up a lot of time, and hopefully I've gotten a lot of good information in. But so coming up, guys, we have the awards, September 20th, 21st. We have our film festival. We have a massive event coming up for talent. Okay, let's hit it slow. If you're an artist, if you're a dancer, if you have talent in the music field in any capacity, we have brought on the best of the best in producing music, writing songs, marketing that, branding that, coaching. I mean, we got the guy that was one of the lead judges on Star Search. We're doing another Star Search, just more of a digitalized version, remote based, and we have all the tops of the tops involved. This is going to be a great opportunity. It's like an American Idol in front of your computer. And it's all remote-based, and you do nothing but sit in front of your computer. So if you have talent, hit us up. Email easywaynetwork@gmail.com, letter E, letter Z, easywaynetwork@gmail.com. That's going to be a great show coming up August 15th. And then every week after that, we're going to be doing eliminations. So it'll be an every week show for I think it's 8 weeks. And it's really going to be a fun show. If you guys like the virtual summit, wait until this one. This is going to be a full-fledged interactive, virtual talent search. We're looking for the Wall of Fame superstar. We want an artist that we can make as famous as heck, make money and make a difference. We want to make him famous, make money, make a difference. And if you look right now at the screen, this is our live player. You can actually watch live right on the wall, And then also you can go to TV, radio, magazine, everything right there under news on the wall. And then I got my book. My book is coming out probably, I think it's September 6th. Really excited about it. All you guys that have been supporting me and pre-subscribing for the book, I love you guys so much. It'll be available on our store. So if you go to shop on easywaywall.com, the book will be available. It'll be on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Well, it'll be a 3-time bestseller. We got everything lined up. It's really, really exciting. And then we have 24 other books that we've made bestsellers we're going to be announcing on the wall pretty soon. And I mean, it's just going down the easy way, guys. It's free. Go to easywaywall.com. It's a no-brainer. I love you guys.
It's exciting. Thank you, Art. The influence effect. And just check out the little pictures on there of everybody in the tornado, and it's very impressive. Reatha, I see you flying around up there, too.
I try.
You're up there with Frank Shankowitz, and I'm even in there flying around. And, very interesting. Yeah, Jeffrey Levine, I talked to him. He's talking about resourcing the most beneficial information in today's finance world. That he will put you on track. And, if you don't talk to Jeffrey or somebody like him, but I recommend him big time, you lose. You lose out. And a lack of knowledge is very costly. I found that out. And I thought I was really on point with my investments with real estate, and I basically was. The research came back that I picked some of the best areas in the country, but I didn't plan certain things. I didn't add in the variables, like big hurricanes coming and big recessions coming along. So you gotta be ready to make a move, to maybe, what would you say, Reatha, kind of move the portfolio around, not all in one basket scenario.
Now is a good time to be a day trader because the market's going up and down and up and down. And if you've got the liquidity to bounce back and forth between different stocks, you can pick up some things while they're down and sell them when they're high.
I think stability is one of the keys with the W effect, or the mountains. When you see it go up and down, now it's like, like a superstar. It's skyrocketed. They said it's in, super mode, computer mode. It's going so fast. But, when it goes way up and then comes way down, it keeps doing that. That's not a stable market. And this is really good.
No, you just sell.
Now. Yeah, you got to sell at the right time. And
you got to be a day trader, but you can do that now because there are apps that are on your phone, so you can sell in a minute's notice, or you can buy in a minute's notice. I don't know. I don't know how they used to do it in the old days before apps. I guess you had to call your broker, and your broker had to put your bid out there. So you can do it from your phone now. So once it gets high enough, get out. Or move it to something that's also upwardly mobile.
A little bit like the real estate game. You got to watch it when it goes up too high and you see telltale signs. But not quite as easy selling and buying with real estate. But, the market's, it's exciting. It started out Monday. This is good news. And the COVID situation's going down. And what I talked about with China and so on, listen to the report. And remember, guys, you can go on Radio Boomers Live archive shows. And Reatha and I have, along with Carmelita, amazing guests. These are real professional people, top of their fields in finance and health, top stuff in health. and sometimes we put that in the back burner. But boy, we got some really interesting stuff about diets and things to do to keep you healthy. So with that, Reatha, I guess it's time to rock and roll again. This comes around so fast. A great show today. We want to thank our guests for coming on and thank Eric for popping in and giving us an update. And Reatha, what do we say? Carmelita, with the horse thing, time to get on the old horse.
I'm a
right
city girl. I'm going to get in my car and drive off into the sunset.
Reatha's in her Ferrari driving away. Yeah, okay. So till then, guys, that's the magic hour, 11:30. So keep moving, keep the faith. Until then, next Monday morning, Reatha and I will be back, Radio Boomers Live. Till then, we're signing out.
We're signing out. Be safe and be careful. Wear your mask.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the Easy Way Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.